good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on Across the Fence. I'm Jolene Whitney. Lunchtime is the right time to bring you a story we've been cooking up recently. The mission of the Hunger Project is to transform the systems of inequality that create hunger and cause it to persist. At the University of Vermont, that lofty goal comes out looking like a grilled cheese. For over a decade, UVM Feelgood, in partnership with the Hunger Project, has been making gourmet grilled cheese sandwiches for a donation of $5 or less for students and passerbys at the UVM Stavis Center. To date, the group has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. We called upon UVM senior sandwich aficionado and Across the Fence reporter Caleb May to give us a taste of this charitable and cheesy club. Here's Caleb.
There are many different eateries located on the University of Vermont's campus. But one unorthodox location in UVM Student Center is solving world hunger one grilled cheese at a time.
So our mission is to facilitate individual and collective action to transform the systems of inequality that create hunger and create it to persist. So our work is actually found in the belief that ending hunger starts with people. It's not about handing out food. It's about how do we partner with people to remove the barriers and obstacles that are in front of them to access full food and nutrition for their family.
We're run by the Hunger Project, so all of the money that we raise goes directly to the Hunger Project. So we just run our grilled cheese deli 3 days a week. We sell grilled cheese for a suggested $5, and every dollar goes directly to the Hunger Project.
Feelgood UVM is just one out of 11 college chapters across the country, which all contribute to the nonprofit parent organization, the Hunger Project. The origin of Feelgood came 19 years ago, when two University of Texas students saw the hunger crisis and decided to do something about it.
Free machine for KK?
The natural thing to do? Make some grilled cheese.
400,000 is how much we've made over the entire course of our Feelgood chapter. I think it's just amazing to see how many people want to buy our grilled cheeses, how excited people are about making grilled cheese. And I just think it's incredible that like a small group of people can make so much money from just selling grilled cheeses. It's amazing.
So every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Feelgood sets up shop in the UVM Student Center and preps the ingredients, all from local vendors and bakeries, for the hungry patrons who pass by.
We got chocolate on our Sammy today, guys. What do you think?
The stand is operated completely by the students and for the students, or whoever else gets drawn in by the aromas of toasting bread and melting cheese.
I really like the bread that they use. It's very crunchy, and I love the maple sable is my favorite, and I just love the textures in it. It's great.
Also, it's just like new and different. Like the dining halls are on a solid rotation. So it's, if you're sick of dining hall food, it's a good break from that. And we suggest $5, but if you only have $3 to spend on lunch, then that's okay. We'll still give you, you're still able to get a grilled cheese.
These aren't your average grilled cheeses, with flavors ranging from the Bella, tomato sauce and pesto, to the Green Machine, which features apples and spinach. If students are looking for something further off the beaten path, Feelgood features weekly specials.
This week it is, strawberry jam and chocolate pieces melted with cheese, yes.
Each Feelgood chef has made too many grilled cheeses to count, which has led to differing opinions on what constitutes the perfect grilled cheese.
There's the time-old debate over, is mayo or butter better on the bread to grill it? Yeah. I am very passionate that I think mayo is the best way to grill a grilled cheese.
I think the bread's important, and then also I think the cheese is important as well. Because if it's not good cheese, it's not going to be good.
You gotta get it toasted enough that the cheese is melty. Otherwise it's just warm cheese and that's gross.
From these expertly made grilled cheeses comes tangible impacts, which will go towards ending food insecurity across the globe and inspiring community leaders here at UVM.
It's students finding the leadership to advocate for something that they want to see change in the world. So maybe you buying that grilled cheese, yes, it does impact the Hunger Project directly, but also you're impacting that student that's selling you that grilled cheese, right? Like they made that commitment to be there, to advocate, to talk to you. And so they themselves are changing from the inside out as a leader.
Grilled cheese? Oh, that was a grilled cheese smile right there.
At Feelgood UVM, I'm Caleb May with Across the Fence.
Thanks, Caleb. Feelgood's commitment to using local ingredients in their sandwiches reminds us of a story from our own archive about a UVM Extension research project to raise interests in ancient grains using Vermont bakeries, grain growers, and a few willing taste testers.
This is Spelt. That's S-P-E-L-T. It's one of the 7 grains mentioned in the Bible.
It's been cultivated since about 5000 BC based on the records, about that.
Right now.
Heather Darby is a UVM agronomist. This stand of Spelt is one of many crops being trialed at Borderview Farm in Alburg.
People are starting to recognize Spelt as a flour alternative to wheat flour. It also has a slightly different taste. It's a bit nuttier than wheat, a little more flavorful than most of the wheat flours that you would buy. It's increased in popularity over the past probably 20, 30 years, especially with the organic movement and, sort of this health food movement.
This crop of Spelt is the heart of a research project that extends from the field to the kitchen and from the oven to the table.
Our goal is to help farmers find viable opportunities, and then we have a demand for a crop from an end user like a baker, and our job really is to help farmers investigate that through our research and figure out what's viable. And then probably almost more importantly is how do we get the hulls off of the Spelt at a scale that really makes sense for Vermont farmers.
Before Spelt can be made into flour, it must be hulled, which means removing the shell or hull that encases the seed.
Most wheat, common wheat anyway, is what we call free threshing. So when you harvest the wheat, the seed falls from the hull. But grain crops like Spelt and barley and oats, they're not free threshing and they're protected by this hull that surrounds a seed. And in order to get the seed, you gotta find a way to mechanically remove the hull. So we can grow it, but if we can't get that seed out of there, there really still is no market.
Darby researched an Amish-built huller that's been developed to fit the needs of small grain growers. She's testing it out, and so far, the results show promise.
Now there's a viable, cost-effective way to hull it to be able to bring it to market. And a huller could be purchased by a bakery as well.
A baker's day often begins in darkness. The Spelt flour has been milled and brought to the test kitchen at King Arthur Baking Company in Norwich, Vermont, so bakers Carrie Brisson and Jeffrey Hammelman can conduct baking tests. Brisson and Hammelman are preparing a sourdough bread using the Spelt grown in Alburg. Brisson is the head baker at King Arthur Baking.
Baking with Spelt definitely can be a little challenging. It has less gluten than wheat does, so you want to treat it a little differently. I don't want to eat the same thing all the time, and that is where Spelt comes into play. It shows just different flavors, so it's exciting to a baker. As a baker, I really want that nice finished product, but I also have to, trust that process of testing and being very scientific about it. First of all, the work that UVM is doing is just so important to our local economy and in the state of Vermont. It's unbelievable all the stuff they're doing. So I think supporting that and making sure that we're part of that process just allows for just a bigger picture and just more growth for UVM, and I love to support them. It's great to be part of the community of farmers and researchers and bakers.
The first loaves out of the oven looked like what Brisson expected. The coarser flour produced a darker loaf.
But they're just a little heavier.
Looks are one thing, but taste is another story altogether.
Each baker gave us a few loaves of each variety, and then we taste them for flavor, mouthfeel, or texture, and then also aroma.
Andrea Rainville is a research assistant with UVM Extension's Northwest Crops and Soils program. She's responsible for compiling the data of what the panelists experience when they taste the bread.
Other sour aromatics? No. The panelists are trained to both pick up the flavor, specific flavor attributes, aroma and texture, and then also to be able to kind of differentiate intensity of those things. Research has shown that, the group average is more impactful or more accurate than one single person's kind of input.
The panelists represent the face of the consumer.
We had a control, so we had a wheat. So there were 5 spelts and 1 wheat. Every panelist had 6 different samples to taste.
With 6 samples of each variety and a control, that's 13 pieces of bread that have to be evaluated per sensory session.
It's a lot of bread, yeah, it is.
Back in the field where it all began, Darby reflects on her role in the project and how her perspective provides only one piece of the puzzle in the research process.
I'm just an agronomist. But, to be able to bring a crop to market, you need all these different pieces. The viable market, the economic component, the agronomy, and then the proper equipment and infrastructure to be able to produce that product that makes its way to a bakery or a brewery. And that's well beyond agronomy. To me, that's a real value of extension. We not only sort of do this research, but we understand the bigger picture about all the different pieces that have to be put into place to make this research sort of move on to the next step, whether it's into a farmer's hands or into the bakery.
Research is a team sport, a process in which the players and the journey are as important as the final destination or statistical data. One piece at a time, one slice at a time. In Alberg, I'm Keith Silva with Across the Fence.
That takes care of Across the Fence for today. I want to thank everyone who works behind the scenes here at WCAX who make this program possible. I'm Jolie Whitney. Have a good one.